Welcome to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host Sheldon Moore. That's my guy Charles Jackson. How you doing?
Yo, what's up, bro? Hey man, these NBA Cup games, they're really good. It's been some really good games.
That Cavs and Celtics one. That was a good
Yeah,
game. That was a
man, that
good
was a really
game.
good game.
That was a good game. But I'm good though. I mean, doing okay in fantasy. Won my bet against you against the Eagles because he was talking that smack. That was if anybody, I wish it was recorded, but it was a off pod conversation. Long story short, Mans was tripping, hating. Hating was crazy. The hate was crazy. Hyping up
Philly
Jaden
ain't going
Daniels.
nowhere.
What?
Philly's not
No,
doing
no,
anything
no.
this
What
year,
did you tell?
dog.
No. What did you tell
I
me?
know
What
I
did you
said Jaden Daniels was gonna light y'all up. That's what I said.
and what did he do?
He ain't do shit.
He was trash.
He
And
was
what did you say
trash.
about our secondary?
No, y'all secondary still suspect.
Oh,
Y'all
now it's
secondary
suspect.
still suspect.
Now,
It's
no,
still
but what?
suspect.
No, you didn't say suspect.
I
You
did
said
say
they were
suspect.
terrible. You said they were
Man, they're
terrible.
suspect.
You said they were terrible. And Quinyon Mitchell, and you be on social media. I know you been seeing them them stats against them wide receiver ones, and he be locking them down. I know you've seen them. Don't no, never again, brother. Never again. Don't talk about the Eagles ever again. Stay over there with the Bears. Stay over there. Stay over there with them. But no, though, this is another episode of the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. Follow us on all social media platforms. Like, comment, and subscribe. First thing we're going to start off with is the same thing every single week. Our weekly power rankings. This is week 4. So I'll start. I'll start from 10 as per usual. At number 10, I got the Los Angeles Clippers. At number 9, I got the Minnesota Timberwolves. At number 8, I got the Orlando Magic. At number 7, I got the New York Knicks. At number 6, I got the Houston Rockets. At number 5, I got the OKC Thunder. At number 4, I got the Golden State Warriors. At number 3, I got the Los Angeles Lakers. At number 2, I got the Cleveland Cavaliers. And at number 1, I got the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, this is way different from mine. At 10, I got the Denver Nuggets. At 9, I got the Minnesota Timberwolves. At 8, I got the Knicks. At 7, I got the Magic. At 6, I got the Lakers. At 5, I got the Rockets. 4, the Thunder. 3, the Warriors. 2, the Cavs, and 1, the Celtics. I'm surprised you had the Lakers so high.
Look what the Lakers been doing.
I mean, yeah, they on like a 6-game winning streak, but they against weak teams. Like they're doing what they're supposed to do. Don't get me wrong, but they haven't even beaten anybody good to
I can't fault
really move them
the
that far
schedule
up.
though. I can't fault that. Like
No, I'm not saying fault the schedule. They still deserve to move up, but you had them at what 3?
yes, I feel like in that span from the last time we played, they have been playing better than the Warriors, and they have been playing better than OKC, who just lost to the Spurs. How does that happen? How do you lose to the Spurs at home? No, they won at home. But how do you lose to the Spurs? And I think they've been playing better than Golden State. And Golden State just lost to the Clippers. So, yes, I think they've been playing better than them. And the Rockets have had some, they beat the Clippers. Like, depends on how you rate the Clippers. Do what you want with that. Then you lost to the Bucks. Now that was off a Dame game winner. You know, they played tight with them because Giannis got that block.
Mm-hmm.
But I think LeBron James, he been hooping. AD has been amazing. Dalton Connect has been so good in the starting lineup. He might have to stay in the starting lineup. Austin Reeves,
No, he
feel like
has
how
to.
Austin Reeves is.
He has to.
D'Lo is playing good in his role. He's playing good in his role as a 6-man. Still need bench players, but that's neither here nor there. I just think the Lakers have earned to be number 3. But I think you had them at 6. I'm not upset at that. I'm not upset at
I
that.
mean, on top of it, like I said, the Lakers haven't really played anybody. And then the weak teams that they did play, they were close wins. Like they barely won against the Pelicans. And then as far as with the Rockets have 3-1 on the week since we last talked. And they had 3 blowouts out of those 4 games. And they lost to the Bucks, by Dame's game winner. But they've been blowing teams out. Their defense has been amazing. To me, they've been playing better than the Lakers. Because the Lakers, they're supposed to be blowing these weak teams out. And the Rockets are doing what they're supposed to. And they don't have an AD or a LeBron James. But, I mean, the Lakers, they had a really good week.
I mean, what are the Bucks? What are they?
Well, we consider them a playoff team, so.
Well, I'm talking about right now. What are they
right now? They're cheeks. Right now, they
all right, then. So you lost to a cheek team. And what do we consider the Clippers?
I consider the Clippers a good team.
So you basically only beat one team.
And who has the Lakers beat?
I mean, I'm just keeping the same energy. I'm just saying, though.
But those wins that the Rockets have, they've blown them out. The Lakers haven't blown any of those weak teams out.
Okay, so
I mean, a win is a win.
I get it. If it's a blowout, it's more convincing. I get it. I understand that. I get it.
Especially if you got LeBron and Anthony Davis. Like the Spurs game. That was a close game.
But they just lost to a cheap team. You just said the Bucks are cheeks. That's what you just said. And you just lost to a cheap team.
I mean, but we still consider them a playoff team because they have Dame and Giannis.
But the thing is, okay, what are the Bulls?
The Bulls are cheeks. They're cheeks.
So blowing out. So we're praising them for blowing out a cheek team.
Yes. Those are the team.
What are the Pacers?
The Pacers are a playoff team. They're a good team.
What are they right now, though?
What are they standings in the? I think they in the top 8.
They're 6-9. They're 6-9. They're 9th in the standings. They're 9th.
So they still in the playoff hunt.
They're cheeks. The Pacers right now are cheeks. So from when the last time we spoke, they've only beaten one good team. And the Lakers, if you want to say the Grizzlies are a somewhat good team, they beaten one good team too.
No, the Grizzlies don't have Ja.
Okay. All right.
The Grizzlies don't have Ja.
All right.
I'm not saying the Lakers. The Lakers shouldn't be at 3. They should not be at 3. That's too high.
Who'd you have at 3?
The Warriors.
All right.
Only people I can see you probably putting them over is the Thunder, and that's because the Thunder went. I think they went like 2-2.
I mean, you got the Warriors at 3. Since the last time we talked, they've only played 3 times. They played the Grizzlies. They didn't have Ja. You lost to the Clippers, and you beat the Hawks.
Yeah, it's the way those wins look though. Like for instance, Sheldon, if
they
you're
only blew them out one time.
That's like the Celtics.
They only blew out
the Celtics. That's like the Celtics beating the Hawks by 1 point. Like, yeah, you still won because you're the best team. You're supposed to win, but that's not a good win. That's an ugly win. That doesn't hold that much weight.
So technically, the Warriors ain't got a good win in this span. So we count blowing the Hawks out a good win.
Yes, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to blow them out. They suck.
They're cheeks. If they're cheeks, why does that matter? Who?
Because if you're winning by 1 to a cheat team, that means you had a terrible game. That's not a good win. A good win against a cheat team is beating them by 20 plus. That's because that's what you're supposed to do. You're a top team in the West.
So beating the cheek Hawks, losing to in your opinion, a good Clippers team, and barely beating a team with no Ja, that puts them over the Lakers, who are on a 6-game winning streak. So basically, you're praising that Hawks win over the Lakers' 6-game winning streak. That's basically what you're telling me.
Before they even lost to the Clippers, they were on a 3-game win streak anyway.
But we're talking about what we're
they beat the Thunder. They played the Mavs.
But what from when we was on the podcast last Thursday. So whatever they did that week before just doesn't count as of
No,
right
it
now. It just
still
doesn't
matters.
count.
What do you
No,
mean? It
we're going
still
off of
matters.
what we're seeing now. We're going off from that Thursday to now, this Thursday. They only played 3 games from then. That was Friday against the Grizzlies. No job. They won by 6. You lose to the Clippers, then you blow out the Hawks. That's what they've done.
Bro, and then on top of that, bro, their defense has been amazing. The last 2 games, they hold opponents under 105 points. The Lakers are having close games with weak
But
teams.
the Lakers doesn't have a good defense. Didn't you tell me the Lakers had good defense last week?
Bro, the Lakers are supposed.
You just said last week that the Lakers had a good you like what they've been doing on defense. The Lakers don't have a good defense. You said that. You said that last week. Literally. Like, what are we doing?
No. Actual Lakers, what are they doing? They had a 5-point win. They had a 5-point win against the Spurs. They had a 5-point win against the Pelicans with no Zion, with no CJ, with no DeJounte.
Okay.
And then they had a 6-point win against the Utah Jazz. Out of those 1, 2, 3, out of those 3 teams that they played, all of them are a bottom seed, besides probably the Spurs. The rest of them suck. They're lottery teams.
So once again, okay, wait. So let me get this straight. Though from when? Because you going off of Friday. This is from Friday to now. Because you started with the Spurs, right? Okay. So even though the Lakers won all those games until to now, the Warriors have beaten the Grizzlies. You claim that's not a good win because there's no Ja. That's what you just said. So whatever. You lost to the Clippers and you blow out the Hawks. So from what I'm getting, because you kept saying how they've been winning, so I guess that Hawks blowout is just gonna put them over whatever the Lakers have done, even though the Warriors just lost the other day.
Not only that, but the loss to the Clippers, it wasn't a bad loss.
But they lost. But it's a loss, though.
It's how you lose, though. I understand that. W's and L's, I understand that. But there's a way that you win and a way that you lose. If you're supposed to be this top team in the West or the East or in the league, and you're only beating these weak teams by 1, yes, you still won, but that's still a scary sight because down the future, are you really going to beat these good teams? You're barely beating the weak teams. The weak teams, you're supposed to show your dominance against.
Where'd you got the Thunder?
It's like a consolation game for when you play the good teams.
Where'd you have the Thunder?
I had the Thunder at 4.
Okay, all right. I thought I was about to say because I don't even think the Thunder been top 4. We're being honest. You lose to the Mavericks with no Luka. You lose to the Spurs with no Wemby, no Devin Vassell.
No, first of all, they got out rebounded. They didn't have no big that game. It does not. Children, we all know that if you get out rebounded and you have turnovers, you're gonna lose a game.
No one was. Oh my God! No, I did not hear. Nobody was talking about them getting out rebounded when they go on that super small ladder when they was getting W's. Now when they lose, now it's hey, they're getting out rebounded, and then you barely beating the Blazers. So what are we doing now?
Of course, if they're winning, we're not going to say anything because they're winning. But this is the problem with going small. You get out rebounded. They got out rebounded 53-29. That's terrible. And they still only lost by what, 2? They played a perfect game.
But they lost. It doesn't matter.
God,
you
bro,
lose.
You have to understand there's a difference in a good loss and a bad loss. That was a great loss. They played perfect and lost by 2.
So you like moral
rebounded by 30.
You like moral victories.
That's a good moral victory for your team. That helps for well down the line in the playoffs.
All right, you love moral victories, even though we just lose to the Mavericks without their best player.
It's deeper than that.
But you lost. It doesn't matter. That's a W. You're supposed to win that. Were they not supposed to win that? Answer the question. Was they not supposed to win that game? Was they not? Answer the question, Charles. Were they not supposed to win that game?
Use your critical thinking skills, my brother. It don't have to be just surface level. It wins or losses. Yes, that's what we're counting. But it's deeper than that. You have to go beyond that, not just surface level.
Were they not supposed to win that game? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
Against the Mavericks, yes, they were.
And they lost. So that doesn't. So all that doesn't matter at that point. It doesn't matter. And were
You're
they
making
not
it seem like the
were,
Mavericks are a weak ass team, though.
Oh, now they're weak. Oh, okay.
I said you're making it seem like the Mavericks are a weak team.
No, I'm saying, but they didn't have Luka. You're supposed to win that game. It doesn't matter that you lost by 2 points. Who cares?
They don't have Luka. You don't have Chet or
I
Hartenstein.
guarantee you, if I look, they were probably favored by at least 5 points. If I go look, I guarantee you they was favored by that much.
Even if they were favored by 3 or 5 points, they were favored to win. It was still,
but
it was still thought of as a close game, Sheldon, which means it could have went any other way. If it's only,
let me go look. Let me look real quick,
bro. It's a difference, but you have to understand, bro. It's a difference in W's and L's in the league.
They were favored by 8 points.
They can be good W's, bad
They were
W's,
favored by 8 points. So they basically were saying, y'all was basically supposed to not easily win that game, but win that game. If you're favored by 8 points with no Luka, and the fact that you lost, that's bad. It doesn't matter. I get what you're saying. Yes, you got out rebounded. Fine, whatever. But we knew that coming in. It's not like we didn't know. Y'all lost to a Lukeless Mavericks team. That doesn't matter. Then you play the Spurs. If I go look at that, I guarantee you they was probably favored by at least 5 again. You're supposed to win those games. The Spurs are not good. Are they better than last year? At this point, yes. But you're better than them. And somehow, some way, you lost. They were favored by 11 points and you lose. Like, come on. That's not good. And then yesterday, you barely beat the freaking Blazers. Like, come on. Like we gotta be serious. So basically, losing to, you just said the Mavericks aren't a good team. You lost to a not good team. You lost to the Spurs, but somehow, some way, you're gonna have them over the Lakers just because they're in close games with weak teams. But I mean, they won though. We're going off of W's. As long as you win, who cares? Like, that's all that matters. You win. Like, come on, bro. That's all I'm saying. You're basically praising the Warriors beating the Hawks by 30 more than the Lakers being on a 3-game winning streak in that stretch. That's basically what you're doing.
Like I said, I'm not saying that the Lakers are not playing good basketball, but to rank them at number 3, that's too high. That's way too high.
Then the Thunder shouldn't be at 4 then. Thunder shouldn't be at 4 then, if that's the case.
What? Now, that Spurs loss, I would give you that Spurs loss. That was a bad loss. That was a very bad loss. But the Mavericks are still a good team without
You just said they suck. You just said they weren't a good team. That's what you just said.
No, I did not. I said you. Bro, open up your ears. I said you are making them seem like they are a bad team. I never said that they were a bad team. Why would I call my Mavs a bad team if I believe in them? Why would I call them a bad team? They are not a bad team without Luka. They're still a good team without Luka. I never once said that they were a bad team.
I thought they won your Mavs.
Instead of responding, listen, my brother.
I thought they won your Mavs. I thought they won your Mavs.
They are. They have my 2 favorite players on there.
But when I said that, you said no.
I said I don't follow teams. I follow my players. So if my player is on that team, then I am a fan of that team.
I got to go back and look at the tape because I was like,
yeah, you do.
I said, Charles, you're low-key a Mavericks fan. And you said no. And I said, I said your 2 favorite players are on the same team. So technically you are. And you stand by and said no. That's what you said. Did you not tell me that?
Regardless, bro, to get back on conversation, the Lakers, they are a good team, but they do not need to be 3rd. 4th or 5th, I will give you, but 3rd, no, that's too high. That means you're telling me that they are the 3rd best team in the league right now?
And from that span, they have been. From that span.
I don't agree.
The Thunder haven't been, and they just got 2 L's. How is that possible?
I said the Thunder are the 4th best team in the league right now.
But they're higher than the Lakers.
Yeah, they are.
But the Lakers have been better than them in that span. From basically Thursday to now, the Lakers have been better than them. You just lost to 2 not good teams. The Mavericks lost. You don't have Luka Doncic, who we consider our MVP favorite and a top 3 player in
Now,
the league, and
AD's
you
mine.
lose. And you're at home. Wait, were they at home? I don't know. Doesn't matter. You lose that game. Who cares? You're not supposed to lose. They were favored by 8 points.
Yeah, they were at home.
The Thunder.
Yeah, they was at home.
So that makes it even worse. You lose to no Luka at home. You lose to the Spurs with no Wemby, no Devin Vassell, no Jeremy Sohan. You basically let Keldon Johnson and old Chris Paul beat you. That's not supposed to happen. And you only beat the Blazers, who they just beat them by 40 last year and earlier this year almost by 40. You only beat them by 10 points. I'm saying you're not being consistent. How can the Lakers not be at least up there? Actually, I'll take that back. I don't care if you think they're not at 3. They should at least be in the top 5 then. If that's the case, because they have been playing better than the Thunder in that stretch of games. They have been. That's just the truth. It doesn't matter that they've been beating these weak teams by like 6 points, but they have won the game. That's all that matters at this point. They have won the game. That's all I'm saying, though. Because the Magic, they've been killing too. So, because where do you have the Magic?
7.
Yeah, I mean, I had them at 8. If that's the case, we should be putting them up at the top. We should.
No.
All right, then. That's all I'm. But
the Rockets have been playing better than the Lakers. Like I said, bro, like the thing is, I understand what you mean. I'm gonna keep reiterating this. Yes, the Lakers, they are on the 3-game winning streak in that time period. But showing how you win a game shows how good of a team you are and shows your dominance in the league. Like the Celtics. If the Celtics was barely beating these weak teams, what would we be hearing on mainstream media? Oh, are the Celtics really legit? They only beat the Blazers and these teams by 2-3 points. Can they really make it back? Blah 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 blah. They don't look like a dominant team. They don't look like a championship team. So it's the same thing with the Lakers. The Lakers are one of the favorites to win the championship every year since they have LeBron and AD. So you telling me beating these weak teams by 6 points or less is enough? Those are convincing W's to you? Yeah, they won. That's what you're supposed to. You're supposed to win, but those are not convincing W's.
Where did you have the Celtics?
That just shows me you can be beaten any given night. And if you're a dominant team, you're not supposed to be losing to these teams like this.
Where'd you have the Celtics?
I had the Celtics at 1.
But they barely beat the Raptors. I had them at 1. And that was only because if the Cavs would have won, I would have had the Cavs at 1.
Yeah.
But the Celtics beat the Cavs, so we got them at 1. But they barely beat the Raptors. So shouldn't we both put them down low and they only played 2 games?
No, because that win over the Cavs was a really good win.
But barely
that was
the
that was the only
How much
team.
does
That
that
was the
hold weight?
only team. That was the only, like you said, they still supposed to win. They did what they were supposed to do. They won.
How much does that win?
How
much does that 3-point win against the Raptors? How much does that hold weight?
When they played the Raptors, they won. So once they won and they played a great team, and the Cavs is the only undefeated team in the league, and they beat them, that was a big boost. That was a great win. That was a really great win on the season.
So from that span, what great boost did the Thunder do? What great win did they have in that span?
They didn't. That's why I put them down. Last week I had them at 2. They dropped down to 4. They're still playing. They still playing better than the Rockets, the Magic, and I think the Lakers, and all the other teams under them.
So them 2 losses don't mean shit. They don't mean nothing. Those 2 losses in that span don't mean nothing.
That Spurs loss, that was a bad loss. That was a bad loss.
Mavericks loss
because you lost. That wasn't a bad loss, bro. That wasn't a bad loss.
Okay. Even though
so you telling me Kyrie, they had.
Even though Luka wasn't there.
All right. You telling me a team of Kyrie, PJ Washington, Derek Lively, Klay Thompson, Quentin Grimes, Marshall, Hardy, Gafford, Dinwiddie. That's a bad team still? That's still not a good
You're naming
team?
a lot of role players and naming one star player. You named a lot of role
players. That's a good all-around team.
That is a okay team. That is a okay team.
But you said earlier that was a bad team.
That's an okay team. That is a okay team. But no, my point is when they don't have a top 3 player, that's a game you're supposed to win. At that point, that's low key considered I wouldn't say it a free W coupon. But the fact that you were, first of all, just the fact that you was just in a battle with them makes it just bad. You were supposed to basically beat them by almost 15 points at least. Just the fact that you was in a battle, that makes it bad. And just the fact, I'm not done. I'm not done, brother. I'm not done. Just the fact that you was just in a battle with them makes it bad. And the fact that you lost, it's not, I don't consider that a moral victory. You're one of the best teams in the league and you just lost. And the Mavericks have been playing bad at that time too. So, like, they just lost to the Jazz. Like, come on. Now we're basically giving it a moral victory. I'm not rolling with that. That's a bad loss. Just the fact you lost in 2 weeks, just the fact you lost twice. No, I'm not agreeing with that. I'm not.
First off, you have to realize the Mavericks are still a good defensive team. They're still a good defensive team. And the Thunder, what other scorers do they have besides Shea and fucking and Jalen Williams? The Mavericks have a lot. They had a lot of people who scored over 10 points in this game. And the Thunder had how many? They only had Luke Dort, Shea, and Jalen Williams and what was it, Derrick Jones? Who came off their bench? What was it, Jones? They only had 3 people in double figures. So if you're going against a great defensive team and a good defensive team, and you're going against another team who only has 2 scores, all I have to do is shut everybody else down. That's why Shea and Jalen Williams had to play amazing in order for them to even be in the game. So you saying that that's a bad loss? That's not a bad loss. That's still a good team. What are you talking about? They're still a top defensive team going against a team who only has 2 scores. Come on.
I got a question. If you're an odds maker, what would you put the line at with no Luka? What would you put the line at?
It's under 10. It's under 10.
Okay, that's fine. But what's the line?
10.
That's fine. What's the line?
I don't know. It's under 10 for sure.
I'm gonna just say at least 6. I'm gonna just say 6. Just the fact that you would put them at least 6, you're basically saying they were supposed to win. They were favorites. That's my point. I feel like if Luka was there, it would have been a line. The line at least probably would have been at least 2, because they usually give extra points when you're the home team. So it probably would have been 2. My point is, brother, you don't have Luka. You're not supposed to lose that game. That's all I'm saying. You're not. It's just like at the Bucks. If Giannis ain't there and some team who is better than them loses, we're going to say that's a bad loss. It doesn't matter. We're going to consider that a bad loss. If the Thunder face the freaking Bucks without Giannis and it's just Dame and some role players and they lose, we're going to say that's a bad loss. We're going to. That's just how it is. I'm not giving out these moral victories. No, you lost. You lost, brother. But back to what at number 10. Who did you have at 10?
At 10, I had the T-Wolves. No, I had the Nuggets. I had the Nuggets.
So the Nuggets, I was definitely debating about them because I think at that time they lost to the Pelicans. I think I got to go back and look. You lost to the Grizzlies with no Ja. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think you should be in there. I had the Clippers because they were winning. They're on like a 3-game winning streak right now. You beat the Warriors. So I was like, and Norman Powell is out. But I feel like the loss against the Pelicans and the Grizzlies with no Ja, I was like, nah, that's not good. I don't think you deserve to be. You deserve to be in the top 10. I'll say 11 though. Yeah, so from Friday, the loss to the Pelicans, bad loss. You lost to the Grizzlies, bad loss, and then you beat the Grizzlies. Like, it's like you lost to 2 bad. Not Grizzlies ain't bad, but no Ja. Like, you're not supposed to lose that game. I don't care if Jokic, like, we still consider Nuggets like probably a better team than the Grizzlies at that time. We probably still. So you're not supposed to lose those games.
Hold on.
I wanted to put the Magic higher, low key. I wanted to put them at like maybe at 6.
I mean, but with the Nuggets, you gotta take that with that one with a grain of salt because they didn't have no Jokic, and you need Jokic to. They need Jokic to barely stay in games. Their team is not that good without Jokic. If Jokic isn't in the game, they barely staying in games.
Are you
He's been
consider
going
the
to
so you consider basically the Pelicans who have a hospital on the same level as the Nuggets with no Jokic? Is that what you're telling me?
yeah,
All right, all
damn
right,
yeah.
all right, all right. That's it. I don't agree, but okay.
And Jamal Murray's been playing terrible since Jokic. He had a good
He
game
been
against the
playing bad
Grizzlies.
all year. He ain't been playing the same. He ain't
He
just
had a
been
good
playing
game
good
against the
even
Grizzlies,
with
but
Jokic, bruh. Jamal Murray, Christian Braun, Michael Porter Jr. I will take that any day over basically Brandon Ingram and Trey Murphy. The Pelicans literally have a hospital. I don't care if Jokic is not there. You are not supposed to win that game. I guarantee you, a lot of people probably had Nuggets money line that game, and they like, there's no way you sold against a hospital team. There's no way. There's no way.
I mean,
It's Trey
Brandon
Murphy and Brandon Ingram. That's it. That's
Brandon
literally
Brandon
it.
Boston. Brandon Boston.
If you wanna,
He
if you
had
wanna
19.
rank
He had
Brandon
19.
Boston super high, fine. That's fine. It doesn't matter. It's basically Brandon Ingram, Trey Murphy, and Brandon Boston. Come
I
on.
mean, bro, they got out rebounded, bro. It don't like, bro. It doesn't. Even if you're a good team, if you get out rebounded and you turn the ball over, you can be beaten. So if you don't rebound, I mean, they lost because the Pelicans had 56 rebounds to the Nuggets 38. That's terrible. That's
I
terrible.
agree.
That's second chance points that the Pelicans are getting. That's why they lost. I mean, I'm surprised they lost just by 6.
I'm surprised they just lost, period. I'm surprised. No, those are teams. That's a team you look on the schedule and be like, they got a hospital team, no Zion, no CJ, no Herb, no DeJounte, no Jose Alvarado. Yeah, we got this, y'all. We got this. And they've been playing some good ball. You're not. And that's when Jamal Murray, we supposed to see, hey, the good
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray. Playing, he
Hmm.
ain't doing nothing. He ain't done nothing. I think the game against the Grizzlies, he played good, though. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
that was
had
yeah,
27 points.
27.
He played, I think he played good that game. And Michael Porter, I think he played good that game. But nah, you're not supposed to. But I was close to putting them in there, but I chose not to. You had the
The,
Timberwolves where?
yeah, the Timberwolves at 9. They made it back
That
on my.
Timberwolves a 9-2.
They made it back on my power
Honestly,
rankings.
that game winner probably moved me a lot more. Because if they would have lost, they probably don't. They probably not in there. And like that's another game. You bet it. You are not supposed. The Suns have been playing bad. You are not supposed to basically be in a battle with basically Devin Booker and basically Tyus Jones and Nurkic. Like that's not supposed to happen. And the fact that you basically just went off a buzzer beater, it's like, come on. Like y'all was supposed to win that game. I mean, y'all won that game, but that was supposed to be not close. But the buzzer beater made me put them up. That's the only reason. If they don't hit that, if they lose, they're not in there. And
Yeah. Go ahead.
um, I had the Knicks at 7, and I think the Knicks been playing. I think the Knicks been playing some good ball recently. Cat has been playing really good on the offensive end. Defensive end, he's terrible, but on the offensive end, he's been amazing. He's basically been their best player, offensively wise at least. Basically been their best player.
Yeah, Knicks they don't look better. Offense looks smoother. The defense is still questionable though. Um, yeah, defense is trash. It's still questionable. It looks like they're just outscoring teams instead of trying to get timely defensive stops than actually being a good defensive team. Because last year they used to lock opponents up. Now they can't even do that.
No Mitchell
But
Robinson.
this won't last long because if one of their key players gets hurt, their whole offense is gonna suffer. If like Cat gets hurt or Jalen Brunson gets hurt, It's the whole offense is going to suffer. So they need to figure out something.
OG been
They need to
playing
figure
good.
something.
I like what OG. I like what I've been seeing from OG recently. He been playing he been playing some good ball. And Mikal Bridges too. He been good too. But I just like Cat because I know he had that 44-point game. I think it was against the Bulls. We'll talk about that like stuff later, but the Knicks, I think they're kind of getting it together. I'm really just waiting to see when Mitchell Robinson comes back to see how they really look. And I think at least in the beginning, I think they're gonna keep Cat starting, like at least at center. But I think towards like middle of the season, I think they will probably move Josh Hart to the bench and have Mitchell Robinson in starting five so they can have that backline defense and the rim protection and all that. I think that's what they're gonna do. And the Celtics and the Cavs. Actually, though, we probably will. Yeah, we're actually going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that basically right now. So that's it for our week 4 NBA power rankings for week 4.